today it's the Wat Marp, the Lunar Observance Day, or a holy day. So we chant, we meditate and cultivate our minds. And for the monastics here at this monastery, they have this intention to practice more strictly than normal, and taking up the Dhamma practices, these ascetic practices. And this word Dhamma means to wear away at the defilements. So like to not lie down at night, to not allow one's back to touch the floor. That's one of these Dhamma practices. And one needs to bring up forbearance and to have this sincerity of mind that's higher than what is normal. So this is something that we should all be practicing each of these holy days, these Wat Marp days. But there are many monks who are taking up this practice throughout the entirety of the Rains Retreat. That they have this very strong energy of heart and a high level of sincerity. And this is for the sake of cultivating samadhi. And the samadhi in turn leads to wisdom arising. Allows us to not get into indulgence in sleep or indulgence in eating. So we come to ordain for the sake of studying the Dhamma. So there's the aspect of studying the theory of the teachings, pariyatti. And once we have that theory, then we put that into practice. That this theory, it's the composure of the body, composure of this form of our eyes, of our ears, our nose, our tongue, our body and mind. And when they meet with sights and sounds, etc., that is our study of the theory. And then we put that into practice to gain an understanding and to gain a feeling within ourselves that we shouldn't attach to any of these things. And that is vipassana, or insight. And so the vipassana and the establishments of mindfulness that mentions the ayatana, so the 6 external sense objects and then the 6 internal sense organs. Or we can view them in terms of elements as well, and that the body and our eyes, our nose, our ears, our tongue, body, that these are elements and forms and sounds, smells, tastes, tactile sensations. These are also elements. And then there's the vijnana element, the element of sense consciousness. And all of this is not self. So we should study these and gain an understanding of them so that we can put down our attachments. So we keep sila, virtue, for the sake of samadhi. And we're practicing to give rise to this samadhi and give rise to wisdom as well. So we have this sincerity and forbearance. So sometimes when taking up these practices, one may wonder, well, if I'm sitting there and sleeping, nodding off sometimes, well, what result am I going to get from that? But all through the night we have this opportunity to be watching these kinds of thoughts. So whatever it is that the mind thinks, then have mindfulness, knowing that, and knowing it for what it is in time. Who is it that is thinking like this? And who is it that knows these thoughts? That these practices they require are setting our hearts on that, and this is satya adhitthana, as determination of truth. That we're cultivating the Dhamma of forbearance, of khanti, giving rise to the Dhamma of samadhi and the Dhamma of wisdom. And this has immense good results that comes from it. But it's not something that's easy to do. These are the ways of practice of the Arya Pugalas, of the noble beings. And practices for those who have great energy of heart. So if we can do this, it shows that we do have energy. And maybe we sit and sleep sometimes, but we still carry on doing it. And then we're not afraid. We know that we can go without lying down. And there are many monks, many people who have gone without lying down for years at a time, and they're not dead. That they were able to do that. And so for not lying down for one night or 3 months, we shouldn't worry about that. It's not going to kill us. But if we have health problems, chronic issues, then we need to be careful about these practices. But especially if we're still young, these are things that we should be doing, and we will gain energy through them. And so may you set your hearts on this.